Hello again, everyone. Today's video is going to be on percentages, and I'm going to show you several different ways that you can determine an answer for percentages. So I'm going to start this video off by showing you this hundredths chart here, and I'm just going to go ahead and start reading to you what we're going to do. The whole is divided into 100 equal pieces called hundredths. The word percent means per hundred. 1% is equal to 1 over 100. We can see that 10% covers 1/10 of the whole. Here in green, that's 1/10 of the whole. What is the fraction and percentage of the whole that is shaded blue? So we're going to look at the blue here, trying to figure out what the percentage is. Knowing these equivalents makes it easier to find percentages of amounts. Finding 50% is the same as finding 1/2. Finding 10% is the same as finding 1/10. So finding 20% is equal to 10% multiplied by 2. So referring back to that original question, what is the fraction and percentage of the whole that is shaded blue? We can see that half of it is shaded blue. So basically it's 50%. It's half. So finding 50% is the same as finding 1/2. So that's one method we can use to determine a percentage if we're looking at a hundredths chart. However, there are other ways that we can determine a percentage, and I'm going to go over some of those ways with some other examples now. Let's go ahead and take a look at those. So here are the examples I'm going to use to show you different ways to figure out a percentage. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the directions now for number one. Number one says, write each of the percentages as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So basically we're going to convert A through E here from a percentage to a fraction with a denominator of 100. Now I'm going to assume you know what denominators and numerators are, so I'm not going to go into that more because I'm hoping you know that. I did make a video earlier on fractions, so I'll leave a link in the description down below, and if you want to go ahead and look at that, it explains numerators and denominators in more detail. Okay, so let's go back to the problem here. We're going to convert letter A for number one here from 50% to a fraction with a denominator of 100. So that means the answer has to have a denominator of 100. We don't simplify it, okay? We're just going to write it as a fraction with a denominator of 100. So for 50%, we're going to just write 50 over 100 and not simplify it because the directions don't tell us to. Can you do it? Of course you can, okay? If it asks you to simplify it, but we're not going to do that for this problem now. 1b says it's 25%, so the answer will be 25 over 100. Okay, letter 1c is 99%, so the answer is going to be 99 over 100. 1d is 5%, which is 5 over 100. And letter E is 75%, which is 75 over 100. So let's look at letter F now. And letter F says, which percentage above is an equivalent to 1/4? Now we're going to figure out which one can be an equivalent to 1/4. So there are several ways you can figure this out to solve the problem, okay? And kind of think of any concept you can think of, whether it's, using decimals or division or anything like that to solve it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to simplify each problem until we get to 1/4. So we know that for 1a, 50% was 50 over 100. If we simplify that, that'll be 1/2. That is not an equivalent to 100. Okay, for 1b, if you simplify 25 over 100, the answer is 1/4. So for letter F, the answer for letter F would be 25%. And the way you can do this is by, just like I said, using any types of equivalents you might know, such as 25 hundredths, 0.25, 25 divided by 100, the fraction here, 25 over 100, or 25%. All those represent an equivalent to 1/4. Okay, so that's one method you can use to solve finding the equivalent for 1/4. For letter G, it says, which percentage above is equivalent to 3/4? Using the same idea as we did for F, we're just going to keep simplifying the fractions to get 3/4. We know A and B are out because we've already done those. Letter C is 99 over 100, and we can't simplify that to 3/4. Letter D is 5 over 100, and again, we can't simplify that to 3/4. So if we look at letter E, 75 over 100, if we simplify that using the same ideas that we did for 1B to get, for letter F, to get the answer for 25%, which is an equivalent to 1/4, we know that for letter G, 3/4, the equivalent to 3/4 would be 75%. Okay? Let's go ahead and take a look at problem number 2 now. Problem number 2 says, find the percentage of each amount of money. So again, just like what I was telling you earlier, remember to use what you know about finding fractions of amounts. So again, just like with 1/10, you can divide by 10 and relating this to finding 10%. Okay, so that's just one reminder there. And what we did the previous problems for letter F and G, especially F, again, using equivalents that you might know, such as decimals or division, or even just knowing the percentage of that number, are all different ways to finding fractions. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve problems A through F now using some of these methods. Letter 2A says 50% of $60. So again, we know that 50% is half of something. So we know that 50% of $60 is $30. Letter B is 25% of $60. So again, what I'm going to do here is just divide, converting 25% to a number, a quarter which is 4. So I'm basically going to take $60 and divide it by 4, which gives me $15. And I know that $15 is 1/4 of 60, because if I just multiply 15 by 4, I'll get 60. So that I know that for letter B, 25% again of $60 is $15. To C, 75% of $60. Well, we already figured out on 2B that 1/4 of $60 is 15. So to figure out 75% of $60, I'm going to take that $15 and multiply it by 3/4, which is 3. So 15 times 3 equals $45. Again, I'm just using anything I know about knowledge I have about finding fractions for amounts. So again, these are several just methods, like I've been saying. Number 2D, 10% of $80. Again, so I'm just going to just take the $80, and this time I'm just going to divide $80 by 10, and my answer is going to be $8. So I know that 10% of $80 is $8. For 2E, 20% of $80, well, I just figured out what 10% of $80 is. That's $8. So I'm going to take that $8 and just multiply it by 2 and get $16. And then letter F, 10% of $160. So again, I'm going to take that $160, kind of similar to what I did with 2D, and just divide $160 by 10, and the answer I get is $16. Okay, so these are just several methods and ideas to give you to help you find the percentages of money or finding the equivalent of a fraction here, such as 1F, problem number 1F and problem number 1G. Okay, now these are just some ideas and suggestions I'm giving you. If you've got other ways and ideas of doing this, please share them in the comments down below, and we can give more ideas to how to solve these problems for percentages. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the bonus activity now, which will be, again, very similar to what we just have done here. Okay, let's take a look at that now. So here's the bonus activity, and again, it's going to be very similar to what I was just explaining to you earlier in the video here. If we look up here at number 8, the directions say, what percentage of the blocks are shaded in each diagram? Also write the percentage as a fraction. So for problem 8A, B, and C, they want you to write the percentage and then write it as a fraction here. Okay. For problem number 9, it says that you need a spinner. Spin the spinner to find which percentage you will use each time. Now I did provide a spinner here, so here's the spinner here, and I will leave this up for you to look at so you can get an idea of what a spinner is. Now, you don't have to copy this or print it out. As you can see, you can just draw a circle with 6 parts, and there's your spinner. Okay, so that's for problem number 9. And the directions say, choose an amount. So for problem number 9, the directions, say, choose an amount and do the calculation. Then spin the spinner again and choose another amount to find that percentage of. Repeat until you have filled all the boxes. So again, using the spinner, you can use that to help solve these problems here. Okay, so that's my bonus activity for you guys, and hopefully I will be able to, hopefully you'll have a pretty good idea of what to do. And if you're worried about the spinner, like I said, just go back in the video and you can look at the spinner there and just get an idea of how to construct it. Okay, so that'll do it for today's video, and I really appreciate you, as always, spending part of your day with me and watching one of my videos, and I look forward to seeing you for my next one. You guys have a good day. Thank you once again for joining in today's lesson. Please message me through Facebook Messenger, or you can email me at jollyformore@gmail.com to learn more about my online tutorial service. Please leave a comment down below. If you know someone interested in hiring an online tutor, share this video. And if you would like to get a bell notification for all my newest videos, please subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. And until then, please be safe out there. Have a great day.